This is TNA Heavyweight World Champion, and you're watching Media Spotlight UK.
Hello everybody and welcome to this very special presentation by Media Spotlight UK. My name is Aatif Nawaz and I'm sitting here with the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. World Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Bobby Lashley. How are you, sir?
Outstanding.
That was great to see you. Welcome to our fair city of London.
Thank you.
Do you like it here?
You know what? I've been here before, so I'm gonna say yes. Today I've only been here for about a good 4 or 5 hours. I went right off a plane into a media tour, so
nice.
It's been work. So far.
I can imagine, but do you generally get a chance to get out and enjoy yourself while you're in London?
I do. And you know, I try to just get out anywhere I go. I try to get out there and just meet the people. I'm a people person.
You're a people person.
So I like to get out and just have fun. We have media all day today, all night. So my meeting people tonight are going to be pretty late night tonight.
Wow.
But I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it. I like it. I want you to get out there and just talk to people, man. And you know what? I dare you, Bobby, to go out with your belt on. Just walk around London very casually. Go get yourself an ice cream cone with your belt on. Would you do it?
I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it?
And I'm going to post pictures with it also.
I'm watching your Twitter, Bobby. I want to see this. Instagram, Twitter. I want to see it all over the place.
It will. It's going to happen.
That's fantastic. So you're in town. You're in London for the TNA Impact Wrestling Tour. You're going to be in Manchester. You're going to be in Glasgow. You're going to be in London at Wembley Arena as well. How much do you enjoy performing for the fans in the UK?
I love it. I love it. And the reason why I love it, and I've said this before, but the reason why I love it in the UK is because you have a mix between people that have energy, that want to see a good show, and then the people that understand what's going on. Because we go to some places where they don't know what's going on. They don't know if I come out. They don't know who comes out. We basically, I come out and say, I'm the good guy, he's the bad guy. but they want to have a good time.
Sure.
So it's fun when they want to have a good time. But then also here in the UK, they know what's going on. They're hip to wrestling. They understand what's going on. But they're not spoiled.
Sure.
In the United States, we're a little spoiled. I mean, I could see wrestling every week if I want to, and I can see a live show every week if I want to. Sure. So the fact that us come out here once a year, maybe twice a year, it gives an opportunity for everybody to kind of want it and wait for it. And then come.
And that works, because every time a UK crowd gets live wrestling here, especially from America, from TNA, even from other companies, it's great fun. They get really excited about it. They come out in big numbers. They really get involved. Now, I wanted to ask you actually, right, because we're having a good rapport. I think we're becoming friends.
Yeah.
I can ask you this, right?
Absolutely.
How do pro wrestlers, especially guys at the top of their game like yourself, you're the world champion, right? How do they feel about fans using insider terms like heel and face and turned and heater and potato and whatever, all these things you guys say that are crazy? I mean, there was an era where wrestlers didn't like that, I know. Yeah. Is it still the case? Because, you know, the internet wrestling community, they use these things, and a lot of wrestlers don't like the way fans get all over them on Twitter sometimes. But everybody knows the words now, but do wrestlers still don't like that?
I really don't care. When they talk, like half the time I don't know what they're talking about anyway.
So, this is wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't mind it. Some people really get heated and they turn around and they try to talk a different language. So it's like, I'm going to trump you with your language and I'm going to make up a word for this. And then it just goes. It doesn't matter to me. If they go into the more carny, more wrestling talk, then I stay with the simple talk for them. And I'm like, well, you can talk to me regularly. I understand what you're talking about. But it's not a big deal for me.
You're happy to be called the face Bobby Lashley?
No problem.
Currently face. You turned face recently. It's great.
I'm a tweener.
You're a tweener.
I'm a tweener.
That's the new word, isn't it? It's not good guys and bad guys aren't. It's not as simple as that anymore. There's tweeners now.
I'm a bad guy, but I'm doing good things right now. And soon I'll be a good guy doing bad things, and then I'll be a good guy doing good things.
Wow.
But right now I'm kind of like I'm the bad guy, but I'm starting to do good things.
I love this. So look, you're in London. You're going to be with TNA wrestling. Okay, you're going to be the world wrestling. You're the world wrestling champion, but you also ply your trade in the MMA world, right?
Yeah.
And you've had a very successful career. You've had 14 fights, 12 wins, which is amazing. That's better than a certain Mr. Lesnar, actually, in terms of ratio. But don't tell him I said that. He'd kill me. So I wanted to ask you, how do you transition from preparing for an MMA fight to getting in the wrestling ring? Because they're very different things, even though they have an overlap of fans.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in that position where you just almost almost forget. You know, when you're in the ring and just accidentally put a chokehold on somebody.
No, you know what? And people asked me that before also. Now, on top of being a fighter, being a pro wrestler, I'm also a dad, and I got a 3-year-old daughter.
Aw.
So when they ask me if I mix up one thing or the X, that's like asking me if I accidentally one day like punch my daughter that's 3 years old. So it's easy for
Sorry.
it's easier for me to separate the three, especially now with the TNA schedule, because with TNA it's like one time I'm full frame of mind of TNA. But as far as the training isn't too much different. Like I believe I train like an athlete, so to train like an athlete, that is pro wrestling, that is fighting. The only thing that changes is my weight. When I fight, I try to cut a little bit of weight out, so I'm closer down to the 240 range. When I'm fighting, I'm doing pro wrestling, I'm closer up to 250. Everybody thinks that I weigh so much more because I stay so lean and I look so big, but I'm usually around that 240, 250 range. That's the only thing that really changes. And then another thing, if you think about it, this is the big thing that people don't understand.
Sure.
When my music hits, the crowd starts going crazy. What music? Is it pro wrestling or is it fighting?
Okay,
it's the
alright.
same.
No.
Then when I walk down, I'm shaking hands. Is it pro wrestling? Is it fighting? Same. I get in the ring, weighing in at 250 pounds in this corner, Bobby Lashley.
Yay.
Is it wrestling or is it MMA? All those parts of the game are the same.
Sure.
The only thing that's different is I'm going to punch this guy a little bit harder than I punch this guy. Or
a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit, okay.
Because I still have to hold this title.
It looks quite hard, man. I got to tell you, mate.
Yeah.
Just watching.
And it's just a different strategy, a different frame of mind.
Oh, okay, that's pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
So you touched on your physique and your training there a little bit, right? Yeah. And I mean, I can tell you, right? I don't even know if the camera's doing you justice right now, but you look huge, like massive. Okay, how do you maintain? Are you allowed to go to like McDonald's or KFC or for one of these dodgy little fast food things? Are you allowed to do that, or is that just never?
No, I believe what you do is what you eat is what you like to eat. Eat what you like. My personal opinion on it, I don't eat meat.
Okay.
So my diet's completely changed. That's not to say I don't eat cookies. It's just that I just choose not to eat meat for various reasons. I'm not going to look at another person and say, oh, you're bad because you eat meat,
Sure.
you're eating cows, because I'm still killing fish and eating fish the same way.
Sure.
So it's not about that. I just it doesn't fit well with my body,
Okay.
and I don't think it's healthy in the grand scheme of things. But to each his own. I think one thing with cutting out meat in the diet, it gives me an opportunity to stay leaner, and it makes me feel healthier. Like I can move around a lot better, and that's the one thing that I do. Outside of that, it's you just got to learn your body.
Okay.
And you gotta take heed to the warning signs.
Okay.
Like in our body right now, and I said this before, in our body, like if you're driving your car, the little gas light comes on, you're like, oh shit, your heart's beating, you're like, man, I'm looking at it, I know I have to pull over pretty soon, and we're like, that's not gonna come off of our mind until we fill it up.
Of course.
Because we're thinking, man, sooner or later, oh, okay, I'm gonna miss this exit, I can do one more exit. We're constantly thinking about that, but warning signs are going off in our body all the time, and we're like, I don't give a shit that I walked up the stairs and I'm completely out of breath.
Oh God!
I don't care that I slept for 2 hours last night and I woke up and my eyes are bloodshot and everything like that. I just got to keep going, and we just push our bodies way past it. We push our car, and our car has no relevance to our life.
Well, we'll probably look after the car better.
Yeah, we'll look after the car way better. Like I've seen people that have like immaculate cars. There's not a speck of anything on it. My car looks like a pigsty. I got my kids. I got French fries that are like, I don't even know how the French fries have like dug themselves into the carpet. But my and I drive a minivan.
Oh wow, nice. You're like a soccer dad.
Yeah, I drive a minivan. Yeah, I got a Honda Odyssey, 2015. It's
nice.
Sweet.
Is it good
My
drive?
kids love it. Yeah,
Okay,
they
good.
love it. But that's a tool, and I keep it as a tool. My body's more important.
Sure.
So I take heed to every warning sign my body gives, and I play my body, and my body's so fine-tuned right now. For my age, the things that I'm doing right now, I shouldn't be doing, but I'm doing it.
Yeah, but you're in good shape is the
Yeah.
main thing. And as you said, the crucial thing I'm going to take from what you said is cookies are okay every now and again.
Yeah.
Cookies are okay.
Oatmeal Raisin
That's just for
cookies.
my wife. I'm going to go buy a big box of cookies tonight. Bobby Lashley eats cookies. I could eat cookies. So, that's it. That's the main thing.
That's what always happens. I got to watch what I say. I did an interview before. It was a long time ago when I was in WWE. They said, so do you have any cheat foods? And I was like, yeah, I pretty much eat anything. But well, give us one thing. And I was like, well, I love oatmeal cream pies. And they said, oh, oatmeal cream pies, that's cool. They said, how many do you eat? And I was like, well, I mean, I just buy the box, because you have to buy the box.
Yeah.
So I said, you buy the box. And they go, okay. The next week, I'm on an autograph signing. I'm signing some autographs, and this guy comes by and he brings some oatmeal cream pies, and I was like, all right, thanks, man, that's cool. Boom, put it down, and then somebody else comes, and then all these oatmeal cream pies keep coming. Now I got like a whole stack of oatmeal cream pies, and I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I read the article, and it says Bobby Lashley says he loves oatmeal cream pies, and in the course of a day, he'll eat an entire box.
Wow.
So now I got like 30 boxes of
And all
oatmeal
your
cream
fans are
pies.
sending you cream pies in the post and things like that.
They want to make sure I stay stocked.
That's amazing. I just love that your fans will take something you say, just a throwaway comment, and all of a sudden your room is full of cream pies everywhere you go. That's extraordinary. Now you touched a little bit on your time in WWE there. We'll talk a little bit about that. But right now I wanted to ask you. You got in the ring with Bobby Roode recently, right? Bobby Roode is very special. He's one of my favorites in TNA because he made a name for himself there. Specifically, he came from TNA. He wasn't like he wasn't famous before he got there. Right. He made himself a star, and that's awesome, right? Yeah. But you won the rubber match, which was the third match between the pair of you. What's it like getting in the ring with him? How do you feel about Bobby Roode in general?
You know, Bobby Roode, at the beginning, when you meet Bobby Roode, he's a hard nut to crack. You don't know what to expect.
Okay.
Him. And the thing that this is the one thing I like. This is why I'm passionate about the matches that I've had with Bobby Roode, is because I consider myself an athlete. And I said, and a lot of times in the professional wrestling business, we get so accustomed to thinking about the show and the showsmanship that we forget that we're athletes. So some people stop training as athletes. They're like, well, I'm not in shape. I'm just going to go out there and do my thing. They don't stretch up. They don't warm up. They don't do anything. They just go out there and go. But some of those people, when you go and it gets to the thick of things and you have to push the match, they're like, they can't go. Like, I don't want to work with those people.
Of course not.
Bobby Roode, 30 minutes, hard can be, and he can go. Yeah. That's one thing that you have to respect from the guy.
Of course.
He trains his ass off, he works his ass off, and I think the guy's phenomenal right now. I really like doing matches. Like, if I had to do a match with him every week on TV, I would do it, and every match would be different. Every match would be exciting, because that's the kind of thing that he brings part in matches. There's certain things, there's certain people that really can pull that out of you, and he's one of those people. That's why I really enjoy wrestling with him.
And what about the general mood? Because that was that Destination Impact, the first one on the new channel in America, still on Challenge in the UK, so we didn't have to change anything. When the Americans have to change their habits a little bit to try and catch you guys. What was the mood like in the dressing room before you guys came out for that very first Destination Impact? A lot on the line, obviously. It felt like a really big moment in TNA's history.
Yeah.
What was the mood like? Give us an insight.
You know, I think before leading up into it, first of all, leading up to it, we didn't know what was going to happen. So Dixie Carter came to us several times and said, you know what, guys, things are in the works and everybody, but this is our family, our career, everything like that. But we were still wrestling and performing like if we had a channel, like we had a station. That's the vibe of the guys that we have right now. Those guys, we don't give a damn. You give us a ring, and we're gonna make it happen. So when we came back in Destination America, we were like, all right, let's see what they're gonna do with us. Man, those guys came in open arms, man. They came through. They were filming. They were giving us presents. They were giving us bios. We were like, whoa,
freebies.
Yeah. What else can we get?
Any cream pies in there?
No.
Oh my God.
They didn't read the article.
Do your homework, Destination America.
Yeah, that pissed me off. But then after that, when we came through, we were like, man, these guys really give a shit about us. So, give a crap about us. So, the fact that they do, it's like, we want to give back to them. Yeah. So, for us, we're still kind of a little smaller of a company, even though we have a major network. We have some great guys on there and everything like that. We're still in the process of building. Well, they are also. So what they're looking at us is like, let's build together, as opposed to being on a channel, which I take nothing away from Spike. I still work for him because I fight for him. They're already up there, so they're looking at, hey, you guys come here. We don't really need to do anything for you guys. We're just giving you an opportunity to be on our channel. That's it. With Destination America, they're like, hey, look, we want to see you guys succeed. You guys succeed, we succeed. Let's build together. So they're putting all the, and we do have a higher up company that's helping pull us up to where we need to be. So I think Destination America, I think it's a good fit for us, and I think that we're gonna do wonders for them. They're gonna do wonders for us.
The future is bright for TNA.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's very good to hear. Now you talked about Dixie Carter there a moment ago, and if you'll permit me, I'd like to ask you about your time working for Vince.
Yeah.
A straight up comparison, Bobby, okay? Because we're friends, we're oatmeal pie friends now,
yes,
okay, right?
Yes.
So I want you to tell me what's the difference in working for Vince McMahon and the difference in working for Dixie Carter.
The difference is Dixie can touch way more people than Vince. Vince, and I never take anything away from Vince because I worked with Vince, And then I'm also
shaved his
business
hair
man
off at
myself.
one point.
Yeah, and yeah, I took a little bit of
That
I took
connects
a-
you for life when you shave somebody's hair off.
and I took an ass whooping for that too, really bad. But if you own a company like that, you can't grease every wheel. You can't help out everybody. You can't make everybody happy.
It's too big.
Yeah. So some people, they just hate Vince. Oh, he did this. I hope he dies. He's a devil and everything like that. But I was on another path. Like, I was like one of Vince's guys. Like, and I understood where he was coming from. So Vince took real good care of me. Like, I had Vince. I could call Vince and text Vince and everything like that. So I had a good relationship with him one-on-one. So with that being said, it's the same with Dixie. Dixie doesn't have that many people that she has to cater to. There's a small group of us, so Dixie's able to touch everybody. Like, if I needed to call Dixie or contact Dixie, I'm always there. I like Dixie because Dixie wants to make us seem like a family, not just working for her. Dixie's very comforting. Like, Dixie comes and gives me a hug. My kids come, they come up and give her a hug. It's a completely different situation. She's more nurturing, but she's a female also. But she's a female, but she's a dominant female. Like, she goes out there, like, everybody gives her a lot of respect. But everybody knows that that's Dixie, and they can come up and give Dixie a hug. And if you have something personal to talk to, you can go to her and talk to her about it. And that's one thing I think that's the big difference. Vince doesn't have the opportunity or the time to hear every problem. Like, he can't worry about you and your girlfriend fighting this week, or this guy over here, he has a little problem right now that he has to deal with. He can't deal with that.
But Dixie makes time for that.
Dixie makes time for that.
So you can go to Dixie and say, Dixie, I was in a bar last week and I was talking to this girl, it didn't work, help me out.
Yeah, what do you think?
Would Dixie be your wing woman?
Yeah, Dixie would probably say, okay, next time we go, man, you know, if I help find somebody, I'll pull her over to you and just let her know that you're the champ and she should be with the champ.
I like that. That's the kind of boss I want, you know. That will
I
help
would
me.
hope she does that.
You would hope. There's no prior incident here. Let's just be very clear. This is hypotheticals. Okay, fantastic. So, look, just to come back to this tour, you're here right now. Okay, the fans are looking forward to seeing you. Who can we look forward to seeing you work with? Who are you going to be in the ring with? I kind of hear whispers about a certain MVP being in the mix.
Yeah.
And, maybe in the future, maybe Kurt Angle.
Yeah, hopefully. Man, I got this cut on my nose right now.
Can't see it.
You can't see it?
Oh, gee, yeah, I see it.
That's because MVP's big clumsy ass hit me with a trash can last time, and the trash can cut me open.
Oh, no.
And then his little beat down goon squad, they had a lot of altercations with me the previous week. So I'm pretty sure that I'll be seeing Samoa Joe, Low Key, MVP, Kenny King, EY. I'm sure I'll be seeing all those guys within this tour. I don't know who when, but I think that there's an opportunity for me to take that microphone and shove it in MVP's mouth and like I'm gonna bust him up. I'm gonna give him some little lasting damage.
I'm so glad you said mouth, man. That's great. So okay, so here we go. Right, you're gonna be here. I want to, just before we finish, right, I want to play a little bit of word association. If that's cool with you.
I like it.
Just fresh off your mind, whatever first thing that comes to mind about this person and whichever person I mention. Okay, let's start at the very top. Kurt Angle.
Just one word.
Well, you can answer as many as you want, but just quick rapid
The
fire.
the best.
Kurt Angle, the best. Okay, that's absolutely fair. AJ Styles.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely. You're giving me the obvious answer.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to do.
EC3.
EC3, future star.
Dixie Carter.
Mom.
That's so sweet. That's the sweetest thing ever. You're just stopping me in my tracks with this sweetness and niceness. Honestly, it's unbelievable. Okay, last one, and then this one we're going to talk about a little bit. Brock Lesnar.
Opponent.
I'm so glad you said that, Bobby, because I want to ask you. I mean, back to your MMA just a little bit. Just before we finish. We'll tell everybody about how to get tickets for the TNA tour and everything. But first, I want to ask you. People have been talking about this for years and years and years and years and years. You were the first African American to win the ECW World Championship, first African American to win this championship, the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, and you've got a lot of similar accolades that kind of mirror the accolades of Brock Lesnar, even in the MMA world, right? And that's one fight we've not seen. And I know the pro wrestling audience would love to see it. I know the world would love to see it. Would you like to get in the cage or the octagon or whatever it may be with Brock Lesnar?
Absolutely. I'm a gamer. I'm telling you, and I've said it so many times before. It's ridiculous that we haven't even crossed paths. Like, I've never even crossed paths with Brock. Never. I think the moment it would be such a huge moment for me and Brock just to step in front of us and get face to face. Whether it was in the cage, whether it was in a ring, something. It needs to happen. It hasn't happened to this point, and I don't know why. I think because in the wrestling business, we don't give a damn about what the fans want. The fans have been asking for it for the past 10, 12, 15 years. That was before I even started wrestling.
Wow.
They were still asking for it.
They were
back
asking
then.
for it before. They just knew.
And it hasn't happened.
No, of course
not.
not.
And right now he's steamrolling everybody in the wrestling world, and they know that he has the capability of doing it in the fight world, and his contract is about to be up. I'm sure Dixie would entertain it. I'm sure Scott Coker would entertain it.
Oh, yeah?
So whether it happens or not, I think it needs to happen. And if it happens, I think it would be awesome.
It's like wrestling's version of Pacquiao versus Mayweather, isn't it, really? And I think wrestling fans around the world and MMA fans around the world would love to see it. It would be a hell of a fight. And you've certainly got the credentials with your record, which, as I say, proportionally, it's better than Brock's, really good. And I'm not taking anything away from Brock. I'd love to see that fight myself. And just while we're on the tip, we recently, CM Punk, another wrestler who recently moved to MMA, how do you rate his chances in that industry?
I'm gonna give the answer that I gave so many times before, but I like the answer, and I'm gonna keep using this answer all the time.
Okay.
Punk is a successful person, and I believe if you're a successful person, you cannot be a successful person at one thing. And the reason why is because you learn the model of being successful. He's taking the same model that he used in WWE, and he's putting in professional wrestling into MMA. Because if you think about it, he doesn't fit any of the like his body. He's not built like me. He's not built like a Brock, a Batista, or anything like that. He overcame every odds, and he became the best the wrestling business has had in the past probably 10 years or so. So if he's able to do that and overcome all the odds, now he comes over to MMA. What is he going to do now? He's going to use the same model they used there in hard work. And the thing about his match is not whether or not he's going to win or lose, because I can find, I don't care who. If you want to go fight, I can find you somebody to beat up.
Hey man, I'm a comedian, man. That's not for me. We're friends, right? We can be friends on Facebook. I think we can play one of those video games and we can fight on there, but we're not fighting anywhere else, okay? No, but seriously, sir. So would you like to get in the? Would you like to fight? Well, obviously,
no,
different weights.
Fighting. No, I'm not fighting Punk. No. It's not even about me. I think it's about him proving to himself, and I think it's about him proving to himself and proving to the fans that he's able to do it. And I think that he's going to have one of those fights that is like one of those Rocky fights at the end, where at the beginning, everybody, like half of the crowd's going to want him to get knocked out.
Oh yeah.
The minute he throws a punch, the other crowd's going to be like, "Please, Punk, don't get knocked out." It's going to be a scrap. Punk's going to take some bumps and bruises, and he's going to get welcomed to the sport in the first round. Second round, you're going to see some signs of Punk. Oh, man, he has some pretty good stuff. He got taken down, but his jiu-jitsu, and he's moving really well. He gets out. He's blocking shots. Oh, Punk got a couple shots in there.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's exciting. Now the third round comes around. Punk's standing up in the corner because he's in good shape. He's straight edge. He's not going to be, that's going to hold him back. He's been training his ass off for the entire year. Punk's ready to go. Now we got this guy across the cage. They're like, I'm trying to finish him, but I can't finish this guy. Now the crowd's going to be like, come on. Now it's going to be a whole, almost like a babyface story. Now, I don't want to put it into wrestling terminology like that, but that's what could possibly happen. And at the end of the fight, win or lose, it doesn't really matter. But people are going to say, you know what? I'm giving this guy some respect.
That's
this guy trained his ass off, fought a hell of a fight. We showed signs of him that we didn't think he was even going to be able to do. And win or loss, we like the guy even more now. His stock, whew.
That's amazing. You just gave us a play-by-play of what to expect from CM Punk's first fight in MMA.
And that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, because if you're a successful person, you use the same model across the board. He's using it now. I know some of the guys he's training with right now, and they say that he is very humble. He's very hardworking. He's going to do some big things. So
that's amazing. Well, Bobby, listen, we're looking forward to the big things you're going to do in the UK. Tickets are going to be on sale very, very soon. You're going to be in Manchester. You're going to be in Glasgow. You're going to be in Wembley Arena, which is down the road from where I live, actually. So I can't wait to see you in Wembley as well. I'll be cheering for you loud and proud. I might even bring you a cream pie if you're very nice to me.
Yeah, just throw it to the ring.
Yeah, I'll just chuck it to you at the ring. You know what I mean? Just catch it. Very good. Like, before you go, any final messages for the fans in the UK, around the world? They're going to come and see you, you and the stars of TNA Impact.
Yeah, you know what? I just want to tell the fans it's like this. We're not a disconnect from you. It's not like you're buying a ticket to just come watch us wrestle and then you go home. You're buying a ticket to come meet us. Like, I am big a people person. And I think half of our roster is. So you're going to come. You're going to actually meet some of the people that you've seen on TV for the past some odd years. You're going to be able to see an incredible show, because I think our product right now across the board is smoking everybody else as far as the matches that we're putting together. And we have UK people on our tour also that are here that are hugely popular. Rockstar, Spud, Magnus, and Bram. I mean, those guys are phenomenal on it. So we're actually bringing your people back here under our brand. I mean, it's just going to be a different show. And then afterwards, you can come party with us.
Oh,
That's what we like to do.
That's what we like to do. Bobby Lashley, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure,
I wish
man.
you all the best on this tour and in your future. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for checking this out. This has been Media Spotlight UK. I've been Aatif Nawaz. Ciao.